Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, there. This one.
So you all saw I started Zoom. I started YouTube, and Geshe-la will be here any moment. So he should be here soon. So
Hola, Ale.
Esta patria.
And just so you know, everybody went out to offer Geshe-la katas. So you can offer them, we'll offer them in our hearts.
Ahí puse audio.
Hola, Ale. Buen día.
Tanto tiempo. Bueno, también. Va, en realidad,
¿Eh? Sí, hoy hace calorcito, es el último día de calor.
No, ahí
A ver,
debería,
llega.
no te estamos viendo. Ahí. Ahí está Metra también.
Buen día,
Hola,
Hola,
Metra.
Metra.
¿cómo
Geshe-la is
está?
going to be coming in. Geshe-
Ok.
Turn to page 97 in the Gold Prayer Book, 97 and 98. Saji perki shu xing metok tam di rab lin shi ni de gen pa di sangye jing du mi te ua yi dro kun nam dak shing la che pa shong je tsung lama dam pa kenam ki chur ku kala ken tse chu jin jin ji ta tsam pe Idam Guru Ratamadalakam Niryatayami.
Can't hear him.
Yes.
Sound.
Raja samugate soha teata om bekanze bekanze maha bekanze bekanze Raja samugate soha teata om bekanze bekanze maha bekanze bekanze Raja samugate soha Eata om bekanze, bekanze, maha bekanze, bekanze, raza samugate soha. Now the four measurables, also on page 34 in the Gold Prayer Book. Also, they say this in English 3 times. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends or hatred for enemies. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends or hatred for enemies. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering, the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends or hatred for enemies. Now on page 37, the Chenrezig virtue, verse of praise and the mantra, page 37. Not veiled by any fault, white in color, whose head a perfect Buddha crowns in light, gazing compassionately at all beings, to you Chenrezig, all seeing one, I prostrate. Om mani padme hum. 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 Om mani padme hum.
Thank you, Liz. Thank you. Thank you. There's nothing here.
Now, page 37, the Green Tara verse of praise and mantra. Tare liberates from psychic existence. Tutare liberates from the abuse. Tude liberates from all sickness. I prostrate to the liberator, Mother Tara. Om Tare Tu Re Soha. 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 Now Geshe-la would lead us in the refuge and bodhicitta prayer, and it's on page 34 in the Gold Prayer Book.
First, I want to say good morning. Someone to take nap, then good nap. So, very happy to be back. So 3 months. Very happy to hear that you have wonderful New Year, Tibetan New Year celebrations at the center. So very happy to hear that. And I think absence, 3 month absence, me absence from here probably give you some opportunity to, to observe all the teaching that we received from my teacher. So through my broken translations, very happy to be back. Okay. So now here, the refuge and bodhicitta prayer. I just want you to understand. It's not. Don't see this as just traditions. Okay. Need to understand why we do. Okay, that's quite important. Every spiritual activities that we engage, it requires some positive intentions, okay? Positive intentions. Power of the intentions is very much needed in order to make your spiritual practice real as possible, So that the best form of intention is through working for well-being of all mother sentient beings. So that's the intentions, and you get the most out of that. The source of happiness, the source, that's motivation, the source of all the happiness. Wishing others to be happy. It's very much needed, very much needed. Not just in spiritual practice. Throughout the day is very much needed in order to get the maximum benefit for yourself. Warm heart, good heart, wishing to be other to be happy. Since from beginning last time to till now, not really thinking about the benefit of other sentient beings. So that's why life itself is very complicated. Don't you think? Need to admit, you can say, oh, everything's fine. Everything's not fine. It's not fine. That's not true. Life is complicated. This very life that we have will come with many, many complications. Need to understand that very clearly right from the beginning, make sure it doesn't become like shock down the road. Change, that's expected. Dissatisfaction is a part of life. Uncertainty, that's part of life. There's nothing much you can do. So need to understand, So I'm just telling Neely when we're driving here, going to Florida, thinking, imagining cool breeze. That's probably, you are not understanding Florida very clearly. You are not understanding, you are not having clear understanding of the Florida weather. You can't go with this kind of mind, going to Florida vacations, I'm expecting to have cool breeze. You are going to be disappointed. So, knowing the Florida is going to be hot, when you get there, you are not going to get shocked. That was expected. Expected. This life. Dissatisfaction was expected. Change, expected. Uncertainty, expected. Doesn't become shock. Just having that knowledge help to reduce a lot of unnecessary stress that we go through, not knowing, having hard time to accept, trying to then denying, pretending is not happening. All of that is not good. It's not good. That's what I'm saying. So here, came to Kadampa Center here to listen. For what? Just to benefit, that's all. Nothing more, nothing less. Just to benefit, that's all. Why you do that? You get the most out of that motivations. That's why. Being kind or thinking about the well-being of other sentient beings, it's not just religious business. It's for your own benefit. It's only your benefit. You need to understand that very clearly. It's only your benefit. If you become kinder, loving, kind, more gentle, you get immense benefit. People around you, they feel safe, they feel secure. Then you get a lot of benefit. That's the best. That's the best way to get the maximum benefit. To be kind. To be kind. Don't think that other person is have no issues. No. Look around. Each and every one of us has issues. You can't just pretend everybody's going through complications. This life is very much influenced by actions. Disturbing thought, the amount of disturbing thought that rise throughout the day is mind-blowing. then the thought produce actions. Then complications, as I manage complications, confusions, disturbing thought, action, complications. These are very much influence our life day by day. That's why we need to think deep, and think clear, neat. In order to overcome from all those things, we need wisdom. Wisdom? Not just belief, we need wisdom. Wisdom is produced by educations. Can't just believe, need to have reason. Why? Need to have reason. So, so then you can call that meditations. That is meditations. That is productive meditation that you have been doing, even though you are not sitting like this. You could be walking around, but at the same time thinking. Oh, that's meditations. Thinking. More positive thought, life will be better off. More disturbing thought, you could wish happy, but that's not going to happen. That's not how the happiness rise, by thinking something negative. Just want you to know, this, of course, it's a part of traditions, but what's the reason behind that? Trying to develop positive intentions or motivations for events, for the teachings. Okay, just to benefit, nothing more, nothing less, just to benefit. No, how is benefiting is not based on what kind of people, what kind of belief, what tribe, what race, nothing to do with that. Just want to benefit, that's all. Just want to benefit. Doesn't matter what race, what kind, what language, what food, what custom, doesn't matter. Just to benefit, that's all. Just to benefit. Okay? That kind of intentions, called what you call, technically called bodhicitta. Bodhicitta. Altruistic attitude, altruistic motivations is very much needed in order to make our practice really as possible. Sanje choda soje chonamla chanju pan. Dagi chushi jibe sonamje andola penje sanje. Sanje choda soje chonamla chanju pardon dani jabzonje dagi chushi jibe. Dola penje sanje dubara jo sanje choda soje chonamla chanju. Dagi Chishen Jibia, Sunam, Dola, no, Padala, Memedami, Aji, Ombada, Jajela, so Chichi Chola, Chawajabano, Sanje, Sungrap, Rodashi, Devi, Daji, the best news in this. Namalaya get on the nation get more than me, I cannot talk to Tamjek. Hangi to say you on the Tawatan Jumbo, and mentioned it, and the Mokadam Jama Chelsea. Forgot to say, I'm looking kind of confused. Here, the life began with the confusions. Seeing here, maybe looking there, seeing here. You see? Good morning. Good morning. Anybody watching on YouTube, good morning too. What else? Q&A? Questions? Anybody has questions? Yes. Yeah. Don't feel please obligated, but free to ask. Yeah. Yeah, please. Easy one, not difficult one.
Now it's on. I tried asking on one other occasion about the central Buddha at your home altar. It does not have the earth-touching mudra, the Bhumisparsa mudra. It has is it fear-dispelling mudra? I would like to know about the central Buddha at your home altar.
Oh, my house?
Yes.
Altar.
Is that Shakyamuni?
Yes, yes.
But he's got the fear-dispelling mudra. Is that correct? His hand is up. It's not the Bhumisparsa.
My concentration is not very good, so I don't remember how it looks like.
Well, I apologize for stumping you. Okay, that's my question, but
That's good.
maybe future reference.
1 second, does it look like this? Maybe I should learn from you what they symbolize. So usually it's like yeah, so
I'm sorry.
no, don't be sorry. So that's good. So you are not going to see me next Sunday here.
Most Shakyamunis I see with the earth-touching mudra.
They're here, they're right there,
Yeah,
right next to Nili. So that's called earth touching.
yeah.
I have to look. It looks like this, or it looks like this. Yeah. Usually there's like 2 different types of mudras. So I'm just joking. There's 2 types. This one, it's very like the image kind of like express like teachings without talking. There's like when you reach to a certain level, then you don't need to talk because talking, some point, all the talking becomes distractions. So the certain level you teach without word. You don't try not to use word. Like that's probably suffering. So that's probably teaching you suffering without word. Things like so that's probably happiness. Dame illusion namjirgu. No, illusion namjir means like physical expressions. You teach through physical expressions. You don't use word. Why? Because it becomes distractions. It requires thinking. So then thinking becomes unfortunately become distractions. So anyway, here, on the left hand, that's called meditative positions. When you look at the Buddha's meditative positions, that's what's called like meditative hand mudra. So now here, there's like right hand, usually right hand goes touching ground. What you call like du shi, for the sake of knowledge. It's called four maras, Mara, you know Mara? Four maras. It's a Sanskrit word. Disturbing thought. There's four of them. For the sake of knowledge, I'm going to go through one by one. Next time, if somebody asks you, you can explain to them why they're sitting like this. This actually, earth-touching mudra, why it's touching, it's kind of like I say, Siljin, like, so you see like this, like firefly, what do you call it, firefly? It has like lights. Darkness is very visible. During the sunlight, that become what you call, that become less, I say, Tibetan word called Siji means it's become like, dark, it become like very visible. Sunlight, because sunlight is so powerful, you can't even see that light at all. Doesn't mean there's no light. There's light, because another light is much powerful, because that kind of sunlight kind of like sunlight overpower that light. So this like hand earth touching mudra overpower four maras. So what are the four maras? First one is like disturbing thought. That's considered as a mara, disturbing thought. Any type of disturbing thought, either it's related to yourself, related to somebody else, based on religious belief, culture, tradition, race, whatever. That's considered as a mara. So then the aggregate, this aggregate. Because of this aggregate, a lot of complications occur, you know. Eventually hair turn gray, the head become bald, and this are all complications. That's another one that's a little bit complicated to even to have intellectually understand. Called hybrid means Haipu is like the child of Deva realm. Deva? Deva. See, like we are human. Then we see something else, we call something that walks on the four legs, we call them animals. Somebody who walks on the two legs, called human. So then there's different realms, different beings. Celestial realm, different levels of celestial realms, Deva realm, same thing. Celestial realm, Deva realm, same thing. So there's like Mara of like in Deva realms. That's the third one. What happened? You try to meditate. All of a sudden you get angry for no reason. All of a sudden you get very jealous. All of a sudden you get very attached. Out of blue, maybe that's like harm caused by that particular Mara. Then death. It's a four Mara. So this very hand gestures like symbolizing overpowering four Maras. Yeah, we have to live long in order to succeed in the spiritual development. We need health, long life, healthy, like these are symbolized. So then the left hand is called meditative hand mudra. Meditative hand mudra. So then top of that, there's like bowl. Color, why is it black? Generally speaking, that color is not very attractive. So monks should not hold something that's looks very attractive, that kind of distract the mind. So therefore, the color, there's no choice. There's only one color. So where you find, they're called Vinayaka Sutras. The sutra that talks about monastic life, way of life. It has probably 600 pages. It has detailed information, how many clothes, that's called like begging bowl. Probably not the best word. So no, monks used to go out to get their food. That's where they bring. So, material can be produced by clay, metal, two materials, clay or dirt or the metal. It's been said in the Vinayaka Sutra. The materials, dirt and metal, color black, why is unattractive, is considered as unattractive color. So then when you are meditating, if you are visualizing the Buddha space before you, so then you go through these details, all the face and everything, then the bowl, what is inside the bowl, there's amrita, nectar. So this is for the second knowledge. There's something that's called amrita, nectar, amrita, Sanskrit word. There's one nectar is called medicinal nectar. Chiva meba is called immortality nectar. Inexhaustible nectar doesn't mean no matter how much you use, it never decreases. I think there are 3 types of amrita. So then next time now at least you have knowledge. If somebody says, "Oh, what is that?" You can explain what's inside, why it looks black, what kind of materials, what they symbolize. At least we can benefit someone knows. So now there's the one. Another one, Chaye Chujis, right hand. I don't remember like this or this. What is this? Somebody's talking? Oh, that's my statue. I talk about concentration, I don't have concentrations. This looks like a little bit like maybe. Actually, when you see like this is called teaching mudra. No. So now here, there are 2 different things. This is, I will explain. If you see, next time you see something like this symbolizes practice. This symbolizes teaching. Very purpose of teaching is put into practice, put into meditations. This is called meditative hand mudra. It's not just talk. How you say in English, walk the talk, talk the walk. Walk the talk. Walk the talk. This like symbolize walk the talk. It's not just talk. It's not like me. Talk, last 20 years here, 22 years. So you need to learn from the Buddha's image, not from me. From Buddha's image, walk the talk, not just talk. So this symbolizes somebody doing that, like say something. So that's kind of like symbolizing the teaching. That's called teaching mudra. And this is very purpose of teaching. That for walk or meditate, put into practice. Okay, very good question. So, and then what else? So from now on, I will look at my statue twice before I come to center. No, then anybody else?
Geshe-la, there's a student on Zoom who has a question.
Uh,
Lance, you want to go ahead and unmute yourself and ask it?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hi. Thank you for the class. We're first-time attendees, so thank you very much. We need this. I have a question about karma. And my question about karma is that karma is first stated as negative, as things that you should not do, like killing, stealing, etc. That's called unvirtuous. But virtuous is just the cessation of the unvirtuous. So not killing, not stealing. When I listen to you and understand that you're talking about being of benefit, as our major goal, my question is cessation of negative action enough to be of benefit to others?
Oh, very wonderful questions. Oh, profound question, wonderful questions. Mm. Mm. This is kind of like, I say, Dr. Brown, you want to answer? On behalf of all the people here at the center, do you want to answer? First, Dr. Brown will say something, then I will say something, okay? Yeah. Dr. Brown was Buddhist since from beginning of this time.
I didn't hear what you said, Geshe-la. I'll just pretend. So I'm going to channel Geshe-la. So that's a good question. You know, we often say, like the minimal to call yourself a Buddhist is to avoid the 10 non-virtuous actions. So there's 3 of body, 4 of speech, 3 of mind. We say killing and stealing and sexual misconduct would be the 3 of body. Lying, slander, harsh, and frivolous talk would be the 3 of speech, and sort of greed, hatred, and ignorance, and there are many more of mind. So we say avoid those 10 non-virtuous actions. But if you read the little, there's a subscript beneath that, which is to practice the opposite. So instead of avoiding, not just avoiding killing, but practicing saving lives. Not, just avoid stealing, but practice generosity. Not avoid, sexual misconduct, but behave responsibly in our intimate relationships and so on. So that it's both sides of the coin. It's not just avoiding, but it's actually practicing the opposite of what we're avoiding. That's actually that's virtuous.
Very good.
Is that true, Geshe-la? You agree with that?
Anything that comes from Dr. Brown's mouth is truth. It never comes untruth.
I'm channeling Geshe-la.
Any practice that you do, so it's beneficial. It's like beneficial for yourself and beneficial for others. Any practice, cessation that your questions primarily boils down. That cessation is very good. That's the contribution for the universal peace, believe it or not. That's the contribution for the society, for the family, for the communities that you are generating. Cessation, they probably require a lot of thinking, not easy at all, not easy at all, not easy at all. It's like, even though while you, it's kind of tricky, Even at home you are saying the mantra going on, still disturbing thought rise. Can you imagine that? If you're not saying mantra, it will rise. Even though you are saying some mantras, all of a sudden you caught like some disturbing thought rise, like, wow, the mantra could be Vajasana mantra too. Very reason you are saying is to purify, all of a sudden it pops. You look at that like, wow, how that happened, yeah? You just look at like, wow, how that happened. I'm reciting Vajasana mantra. That happens, that happens. So good things there you can catch, otherwise you just, guys, you are taken through by that disturbing thought, then you are long before you're gone. If you finish your mantra, you're gone somewhere else, mentally gone. Physically going around, moving your hand, mentally is gone. I think it's important to think much as possible on practical level. June, lying, do you feel good? The question boils down to that. From my own observation, do you feel good lying? What's your answer? Of course, there's practice been mentioned in Buddhist teachings. You need to understand, we need to understand why. Do you feel great? Do you feel happy? Do you feel good by lying? If the answer is no, don't do it. Don't do. Why you do something that makes you unhappy? Why it doesn't make sense? You need to think of practical level. For June related to the speech, Dharma. What's the second one called in English? For the negative, related to the speech, 10 non-virtues. What does slander mean?
Speaking very negatively about somebody.
Yeah. And that's the one. Question, do you feel good? Are you feeling great by doing that? Are you enjoying? You may think you are enjoying, maybe deep down you are not enjoying. Surface level, maybe you think you are enjoying, deep down, how you can enjoy? Your basic nature is, fundamental nature is good. What do you call in Buddhism is good? Buddha nature. Your fundamental nature good. You can't be truly feel good deep down. It's almost impossible. Now question why you do. Doesn't make sense. Then Juntama Sizu Tama. Huh? Oh. Called Tama. Tama. Please go one by one. Don't think this is just religious business. No. It's for your own sake of your own happiness. Don't get angry. Why? You don't feel good. If you don't feel good, why you do? You don't do. Why you don't put your hand into fire? You know it's going to burn. That's why you don't put. Same thing in the mind. It doesn't make you happy. It destroys your happiness. Why you do? So if you go one by one, do I feel good doing those things? If not, better not to do. Not to do why you do. If you really care about yourself, if you really love yourself, if you really respect yourself, don't do those things. It's not good. Not good. Of course, the karma is much more deeper than that. Karma is complicated, actions. Basically means actions. Actions. So that's why I mentioned before that, our life is greatly influenced by confusions, actions, disturbing thought, complications. Very much. So knowledge is very much needed in order to tackle or handle those four, what you call like four great creek, rivers. Yeah. What is the creek?
Creek is a small river.
Oh, it's not small river, it's big river. So that's called river. Shukta, very forceful, powerful river. Those 4 rivers influence our life. That's why we need to think. Daily basis, we need to think. That's called meditation. So it requires a lot of thinking. Oh. Shukta chuoshi junjichus, dogaleji chiwa tambi dams. We are very tightly bound through our actions. Other people's actions, your actions, very much bind. Seems like freedom, everlasting freedom is like so far to reach. Everlasting freedom is so far to reach because our life is very much bound, tightly bound by, our actions. So then, according to the text that's composed by Lama Tsongkhapa, 3 principal aspects of the path to enlightenment, according to their text. Anyway, but need, to rely on some like other knowledge, review them, remind yourself in daily basis, remind yourself, make sure it doesn't become shock. Then the small things here and there really doesn't bother because they are part of the life. So you do your best. Otherwise, being here almost 22 years, being here, why there's so many blames game going around, blaming game? Maybe our understanding of karma is not deep. Therefore, you blame yourself, you blame somebody else, it never ends. That's why we are having hard time accepting. We are having hard time accepting. We don't accept. We want to blame somebody, but that game will never end. Never end. We don't like to accept. We like to blame, even though it doesn't do anything good. We know, but we still do. We don't accept. So then we are having hard time letting it go, letting go, because we don't understand the change. Our understanding of change doesn't go deep. Therefore, we don't like change. We don't like change. We don't like to be changed. If somebody changing, we don't like. So, see, like shaving this life requires a lot of understanding. It's not easy. It's challenge. Day by day, it's challenge. Therefore, it requires a lot of thinking. Then slowly. The way you perceive, slowly transform. So karma is like complex like teachings. In order to understand karma inside out, probably requires some understanding of shunyata. Requires some understanding of shunyata, emptiness, okay? Very good question. So that's all I want to say. I think everything's been said by Dr. Brown. Nothing much left to say. Really? What else? Very good questions. Yeah.
Thank you, Geshe-la. What do you recommend we visualize when we recite the foundation of all good qualities and the 3 principles of the path?
So now it really looks like you are not going to see me next Sunday. Maybe another 3 months vacation. Very good questions, really, really very good questions. Happy, like it kind of shows that the interest. How many of you want to hear the answer? How many of you want to hear the answer? Okay. If you don't want to hear, so you can just go and like maybe use the bathroom, get some snacks, maybe like go outside, breathe some air, fresh air, then come back. Of course, this foundation of all the good qualities and the 3 principal aspects of the path to enlightenment, the text is composed by Lama Tsongkhapa, so Lama Tsongkhapa you see behind here, the middle one, great master. So there's like teaching called like Gandhian Lajama, 100 Dedi. Probably people heard that, probably said this sometimes. Maybe you can ask one of the nuns, okay, after this. So traditionally you recite that, then followed by Lama Tsongkhapa mantras. So then, there's like short, medium, very intensive version of that practice involve a lot of visualizations. Then of course certain levels that you visualize Tushita realms, just to create the cause to be born there, just to create the cause. And you're trying to go through these detailed visualizations of the Tushita realms and just visualizing going there, all of that is part of that practice. So now visualizing something, it could be done here on your crown, it could be done on your center of your heart. When in Buddhist teaching, when it says heart, doesn't refer to physical heart. It's where the life began. Where the life began between like 2 drops, red drop from mother, white drop from father. They're where the consciousness takes place. In the very beginning, that's considered center of the body. So from there, everything merge. So then from there, like first 8 root channel merge. So then there are sub channels. There are like 72,000 channels because of then energies, channels, because of that we blink, we swallow, we throw up everything through channels. So then everything dissolve back to that. That's how life ends. Everything begin from there, everything will dissolve there. That's how life ends. So when it's come down visualizing Lama Tsongkhapa, Tara, doesn't matter, there's 3, Din, space before you, Chizu, crown, Nyinga, heart. Or like like whatever you feel comfortable, So like there's typically mentioned 3 spots. Here, space before you, the center of the heart. So if you're visualizing space before you, so that the distance should be like when you throw your body on the ground, like if you are 6 feet, then 6 feet. If you are 7 feet, 7 feet. So then the height, when you sit down like this, you don't have to look up, you don't have to look down, straight. Then the size, there's many different comments. Size like life size, small size, this all depends. So then you visualize Lama Tsongkhapa there with his 2 heart disciples. So that Lama Tsongkhapa is connected to all the way to Tushita realms. It's all connected, it's not like disconnect. First you have to visualize from the Tushita realms, So then there's Lama Tsongkhapa with 3 disciples, then space before you, then visualize that. So then the light, white, hollow light emit from Lama Tsongkhapa's heart. Just as much elder disciples, the younger disciples' heart emerge separately from their heart, white, hollow light. When it get close to your crown, emerge, become one. It become one. Emit separately. When you get close to your crown, it becomes one, hollow light. So then from that hollow light, nectar flows. So then purify all the mental defilement, physical sicknesses, all of that. So then very much, body, spirit, mind very much blessed, and like the whole body is filled with the nectars. So then you start, Lama Tsongkhapa's, the Gandel Hajama, you do that. So then there's, then practice become, then you do Lamrim analytical meditation, review meditation, then after that, it goes all the way into the Vajrayana practice, then you visualize all of that. So then, then you conclude your practice with the Lamrim prayers. Takes, if you do like my way, probably takes shorter. If you do very good, probably take longer. So every practice, any practice, anything that we first try to learn, it's hard. It's not easy. We can't learn because some human learn it. Some human being learned, not just learned it very well. You are a human being. You can learn slowly. Then it becomes easier and easier and easier and easier and easier. So that eventually you remember everything by heart. No need books. You can just sit 1 hour, no problem. No, not really thinking about chocolate chip cookies, but you're thinking about meditation. Yeah, you could sit 1 hour easily sit. And not just sit and very much mentally, very much enjoying. And there's whole like step by step. And when you finish, most of the time you feel good. You feel good that you feel like you did something meaningful. Whatever that might be. In our case, a spiritual practice. If you feel like that you did something meaningful, you will feel good. Whether that's walking the garden or like cleaning your bathroom or your office. When it's done, you feel good. So it's the same thing. So that probably look at the Gandel Hajama. So ask one of the nuns, this has brief, medium, very intensive practice. The intensive that's associated with Vajrayana practice at the very end. So I think these are all translated in English. If you look at them, in the very intensive one, if you first look at them, it's like, oh, I cannot do that. But that obstacle, you can't do. Slow. You can learn. You can learn because some human learns very well. You can learn. If the Geshe-la can learn, definitely you can learn. Geshe-la is one of the laziest monks you can find on this planet. If he can learn, you can learn. Definitely. Okay, look at them and see first maybe shorter, medium, then maybe like intensive versions. That's good, So when you go to the beach, you can sit there, hour, no problem. Enjoy it. Okay? Very good question, yeah. Wonderful question. The time is finished, yeah. Oh, yeah. Please, one moment. Yeah. So far away. Yeah. Patagonia, New York, Italy, so finish. Okay, finito. Oh, yeah.
So please turn to page 246 in the Gold Prayer Book, and we'll start with the dedication verses from Master Shantideva. May all beings everywhere, plagued by sufferings of body and mind, obtain a notion of happiness and joy by virtue of our merits. May no living creature suffer, commit evil, or ever fall ill. May no one be afraid or belittled, with the mind weighed down by depression. May the blind see forms and the deaf hear sounds. May those whose bodies are worn with toil be restored on finding repose. May the naked find clothing, the hungry find food. May the thirsty find water and delicious drinks. May the poor find wealth, those who weak with sorrow find joy. May the forlorn find hope, constant happiness, and prosperity. May there be timely rains and bountiful harvests. May all medicines be effective and wholesome prayers bear fruit. May all who are sick and ill quickly be freed from their ailments. Whatever diseases there are in the world, may these never occur again. May the frightened cease to be afraid, and those bound be freed. May the powerless find power, and may people think of benefiting each other. For as long as space remains, for as long as sentient beings remain, until then may I too remain to dispel the miseries of the world. Now the long life prayers on page 244 and 245, and first for His Holiness, in the land encircled by snow mountains, you are the source of all happiness and good, all-powerful Chenrezig Tenzin Gyatso, please remain until samsara ends. And then the one for His Rinpoche Jitsen Losang Dalak, on page 245, the one who mastered speech at a very young age, the one with great patience who received the name Avatare, the one with great precision who spread the teachings of Lama Tsongkhapa and Bliss and Void, Lama ornament of the yellow hat tradition, please remain until samsara ends. Then on page 244, the long life prayer for Lama Zopa Rinpoche, you uphold the subduer's moral way, who serve as the bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving, and spreading Manjuna's victorious doctrine, who masterfully accomplished magnificent prayers honoring the three jewels, Savior of myself and others, your disciples, please, please live long. Then, of course, Green Tara mantras for Geshe-la, Geshe samples long, happy, healthy lives. Om Tare Tu Re Soha. 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 Om Tare Tu Re Soha.
Oh, Jana, thank you very much.
Om Tare Tu Re Soha.
I want to say my teacher is still in New York City, so want to express his gratitude and make sure that I tell when I come back to the center, make sure I tell he say hello to everyone and hoping to see you again near future, okay? He's going back, he has to go to Canada, last teachings, so then going back to India. Kizum very much miss India now. It's been like almost half a year. Yeah.